My dear friends, peace, power, and purpose. Harnessing the mind for a spiritual victory. Isaiah chapter 26 verse 3 says, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you." 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 5. We demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God. And we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. And we take captive every thought and we make it obedient to Christ. As we delve into our verses, let us open our hearts and minds to receive the blessings and truths that God has in store for us. In Isaiah 26:3, we are reminded of the incredible promise of perfect peace for those whose minds are steadfastly focused on the Lord. This peace transcends understanding and sustains us through life's storms, anchors us in the unwavering faith that God is in control. Indeed, God is in complete control. Coupled with the powerful message of 2 Corinthians 10:5, we're called to actively engage in the battle of our minds. We're empowered to demolish arguments and every pretension that contradicts the knowledge of God, taking every thought captive to align with the will of Christ. Through this intentional and disciplined approach, we fortify our minds against the attacks of doubt, fear, and negativity. Indeed, our mind is a battlefield. Today, I urge you to embrace the transformative power of a mind rooted in trust and obedience to God. Let us cultivate a mindset of peace, demolishing every thought that hinders our spiritual growth and embracing the truth that sets us free. As we walk in light of these scriptures, may we experience a profound shift in our inner landscape, paving the way for a life filled with peace, power, and purpose. Let us march forward with unwavering faith, knowing that God's promises are true and His grace is more than sufficient. In yesterday's reading, The Battlefield of the Mind, Mastering Our Thoughts, a 75-year-old lady writes to me. Her name is Maria. She writes to me, says, "These thoughts sometimes slip away like water through your fingers. And then who controls them?" He says, my reply to Maria was this: "We are the only ones that can control our thoughts. We cannot control your son's thoughts, your daughter's thoughts, your friend's thoughts, your brothers, sisters, mothers. You cannot control nobody's thoughts but your own." You see, as children of God, we have been given the incredible gift of control over our thoughts. Just like a skilled gardener tends and nurtures his garden, so must we tend to the garden of our minds. It is crucial to keep thoughts pure and pious, for what we dwell on in our minds shapes our attitudes, actions, and ultimately our destinies. When we fill our minds with thoughts of faith, love, and goodness, we create a fortress that shields us from attacks from the enemy. The enemy, who seeks to sow seeds of doubt, fear, and negativity, cannot penetrate the stronghold of a mind that is firmly rooted in God's truth and light. Remember that darkness cannot dwell where there's light. Darkness cannot dwell where there's light. By choosing to keep your minds focused on God and His promises, we invite His presence to dwell within us. And where the presence of God resides, there's no room for the schemes of the enemy to take hold. So let us be vigilant of our thoughts, for in doing so, we not only protect ourselves from the enemy's attacks, but also invite peace and strength of God to reign in our hearts. May we always choose thoughts that are pleasing to Him, knowing that in His presence, the enemy has no power. Amen. May the peace of the Lord be with you always. Our affirmation for today. Please repeat after me. My mind is steadfast, anchored in perfect peace. As I trust in God, I demolish every negative thought and align my mind with the will of Christ, experiencing victory and freedom in every area of my life. May God bless us all. Please share this message with the whole wide world. I thank you very much for listening to the word of the day with me. Thank you so much. May God bless us all.